Michel, tell us about the work that goes into Cirque du Soleil KURIOUS and how the idea behind it was formed.
It happened on the year of the 30th anniversary, and we were starting to hear that people saying like, oh, you know what, I've seen Cirque du Soleil. So with the team that I assembled, I said, no, we have to reinvent ourselves. So we did. So we made a list of things that we usually do in the touring shows. Then we looked at each of the elements and we asked ourselves, do we do this out of necessity or out of habit and comfort zone? So whatever was out of habit and comfort zone, we just ruled out. And it freed some money to do new things. And also it challenged us to do something different. And the show has been breaking records of sale in every city that we've visited. So I think it confirms to us that it was the right thing to do. You know, I told the team, I want to do something new, but the best way to innovate sometimes and to take a leap forward is to take 2 steps back. So there's some timelessness in the second half of the 19th century that I think was really relevant for the show because everything was invented there. There was like the gramophone, the telegraph, the railway system. So it was an era where everything was possible, and that's what I wanted the audience to feel, that they see a Cirque du Soleil show and they think, wow, everything is possible. So in my life, I take the inspiration from the show and I realize, okay, whatever is the issue in my life, I can solve it because humans can do that. This is I think that if there's a message in the show, it's like you see humans being able to like go beyond their limitations, so that it shows you that in your life you can do the same thing. And the way we do it in KURIOUS is really like people work together and you're never alone. So it's a feel-good show.
Let's talk about the characters for tonight's show. Tell us about them.
Well, there's a lot of characters in this show because I come from theater and I love comedy. And comedy, the best way it's through characters, you know. It's not the set, although this set is amazing, but, you know, comedy is important in this show. So we have Microcosmos, who is a round-shaped character, and I don't want to ruin a surprise, but there's something inside of his body that will manifest during the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And you see, you're coming tonight?
You betcha.
Okay. You remember when you see that. And you have Clara. She's like, we call it the telegraphist of the invisible. She's a very strange character. So I wanted to go into the insolite with this character. And we have the main character is the seeker. He's a scientific man. He's a bit distracted, like attention deficit disorder. I think he's a reflection of me in that aspect. And he wants to bring back all the crazy ideas on Earth because he's built a machine. Because when you will see tonight, when you come in the chapiteau is transformed. We are not just like in a set, we are in someone's place. Okay. He lives in his electricity lab because he's searching about electricity. He's building a machine, and he wants this machine to help him to travel to the invisible dimension and reach a place that's called the land of the possible impossible. And it's in the visible invisible. And he wants to reach this place because in that place wait all the dreams before they are dreamt on planet Earth. So the dreams exist there. They pre-exist. And this is also where the crazy ideas that we abandon on Earth, that they go. Because if you have an idea, even if you abandon it, it still exists. So the idea goes on this place. So he wants to reach that place in order to bring back on Earth poetry and the craziness of ideas and dream.
Cool.
So are you going to get all this story when you see it? No, but this is the story that we told ourselves, the creation team, so that it would the universe that we would create would have a coherence and that everything has an intention. But it's like when you walk on the public place, you don't know the story of everyone, but you know that they have an intention, right? So this is the way we create shows at Cirque. So you have your own interpretation of our story, and so does each of the 2,500 members of the audience. It takes a village because I'd say to create, it's a core of about a dozen of designers, help with the assistants and the project managers, and the whole 5,000 people at Cirque, more or less, indirectly or directly participate in every of the creation. But there's also like the 46 artists, all the coaches, 2 coaches who travel with them, but all the coaches that participated in the creation. and their assistants, the choreographers, musicians, but also all our families. So my mom comes to see the show and she says, well, I have something to do with KURIOS because, you know, she raised me and there's elements of my childhood that you can see in the show. So it takes a village to make a show. If you want to make a show that will speak to the audience, to the level that we want to do, something universal, because when you create a show at Cirque, it's not just for a year and a half or one city, it's for like so many cities. So you have to make a show that will speak to the audiences in Portugal, China, Brazil, and Los Angeles and Edmonton. So, and for years, because the show will last a good 15 years, so or more. So you have to speak about something that is universal, and what's universal is humanity. What do we share? It's not the gadget of things that are trendy but will go out of fashion. It's really things, you know, emotion, love, family, friendship, having a dream. So it's great to have the privilege to create a show at Cirque du Soleil.
Michel, you've been hard at work on creating KURIOS, but have you experienced Edmonton yet today?
I just flew in yesterday at 11 p.m. and just drove twice. Well, we went to the big mall, the
West
shopping
Edmonton,
center.
yeah.
It's iconic because it's mythic because I heard so much about this place, and I saw this beautiful boat inside. It's great, and we went to a radio station inside, and then we came to the big top. So I don't know much, but what I've noticed is there's no mountains, so it's like an open horizon everywhere. So I feel like I'm on another planet.